Hi everybody, it's Craftin' Just Because with Chris Cowan. I'm just getting comments set up here and then we'll go ahead and get started. We're going to be making a fun project using two items from A-Bration. And I wanted to do that because sometimes I'm really bad about using up my A-Bration items for some reason. Don't know why that is. Let's see here. Okay, so we are ready, it looks like. Hi, Kathy. So the two items that we're going to be using, let me grab my A-Bration catalog really quick, we are going to be using the free beautifully pinned 12 by 12 designer series paper. And then we're also going to use the delicate dahlias. I don't know how to say if I just said that right. The delicate dahlias stamp set. So let me show you what we're going to make. It's a fun fold card, and it is a larger card. It's 6 by 6, and it is called the drop down gatefold card. And what you're going to do is we're going to make a belly band. Come on. And then it's going to open like this. So that's our card for today. I think I'm going to want to add maybe more here. I thought just one flower would look good there, but it is kind of a larger card, so I'm not sure. But I'm going to show you how to make this fun card. And then it just folds back up, and you could put your belly band back on. So let's go ahead and get started. You're going to want the elegant label punch, your free delicate dahlias stamp set. I used for this project a sheet of 12 by 12 basic white. Hi, Alicia. And then I'm using some black matte dots. I'm using some basic black cardstock. And then some of that beautifully pinned 12 by 12 designer series paper. But first, we want to start off with our paper trimmer and then our 12 by 12 Daffodil Delight cardstock. So we're going to bring in our Stampin' Trimmer. And we're just going to be doing some scoring. So on one side, we want to score it at 3 inches. And at 9 inches. Okay. And then we're going to rotate it 90 degrees. And you're going to want to score it at 6 inches. And then we don't need that paper trimmer anymore. So then you're going to bring in your bone folder and you're going to fold and burnish all those score lines. We might want our paper trimmer one more time. I take that back. I'll show you why. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of these two bottom panels. We're going to keep the two, but we're going to get rid of the two ones on the side. So you're going to want to bring in your paper snips and you're going to cut those off. I'm going to use a little bit of this scrap here when I cut it off. I'll show you when we get to decorating our card. And then we want to take off the other side. So you're left with a T looking shape like that. And I do apologize. I am going to bring my paper trimmer in one more time because I want to do something, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do here. I'm going to place my paper in, and I'm going to trim a tiny bit of that edge of the one that we took the sides off of, just because it'll fold up nicely if we do that. So there's some, and then I'm going to do it on the other side as well. And it's literally just a tiny bit. And I'll show you why. So what you're going to do when you fold this up is you want this to fold nice and flat. Okay? So that's why we took that little trim and cut it off a little bit. It just makes it fold up real nice. Okay? Now you're going to bring in your Whisper White pieces, and you're going to have 2 of those because you're going to want one for the top and the bottom, and those are cut at 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. Okay. And then I wished I would have done basic black after I cut these. But so I did basic black on the outside ones, but I cut these at 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. Let me get rid of some of this stuff here. And then I have some Designer Series paper. See, that's why it was white on white. I didn't know if I liked that, but it's just for the inside, so I think it'll be okay. I mean, you could always flip it over. Maybe we should do that. Let's do that. Let's flip it over, and then it won't bother us so much. I think I like that idea. So we'll do those pieces, and those pieces are cut at 2 1/2 by 5 1/2. And then we have 2 for the outside ones. And then we also have 2 5 1/2 by 5 1/2 pieces for the inside of here. And I think, see, the reason I went with the white is I didn't want too much dark up there, but I think it looks fine. I'm going to go with it. Or, you know what, I could swap these out. Do it like that. Let's do that. Let's just be totally different today. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and layer these together with our liquid glue. I'm going to glue that to the bottom section. Just like that. And then we'll do these 2 side ones. So let's glue the side pieces down here. Okay, and then we have that center one left to do. Go ahead and get that done. And then we'll decorate the inside and we'll move to the outside last. Now I already did do a tiny bit of stamping on the flowers because I had to stamp and fussy cut them out, and I knew it would take a long time, but I did want to show you guys something. So what's cool about these stamps that you can get for free is they do the shading for you. So I always start with the one that's all colored in, and then I put the outline on top. And I was able to achieve this look by doing that. And I used the Daffodil Delight. And then I also cut out a center, which we're gonna do like a 3D flower. And I did a few little ones as well to use in here. And so I went ahead and did the leaves. And I did the same thing with the leaves, and I used Granny Apple Green. So what we're gonna do is we want this flower that's gonna be our layering flower for the outside of that. So I'm gonna leave that to the side, but I'm gonna come in and we're gonna put our big flower here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and glue that one down in the center here. And then I'm also gonna add the leaf. Okay. And then we want to do a tiny bit of stamping here. So I'm gonna move these flowers for just a moment. And I'm gonna use one of the sentiments, and I think I'm gonna do "Oh So Happy for You," because on the other one I did "Sending Heartfelt Sympathy." And I just need a different card to send out. So we're gonna go ahead and get our stamp ready. And we're gonna take our elegant punch and we're gonna punch out that in Whisper, or the basic white. And then I'm also gonna come in and do one on that scrap yellow that we just cut off, okay? And I'll show you why here. I'm going to cut this in half, or almost in half, just like this. And we're going to stamp using Memento ink. I'm going to stamp "Oh So Happy for You" right in the center. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna layer these together. So so it looks like it kind of has a shadow like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and add glue to the big part of this part here. And I'm gonna layer that down just like that. And then we're going to do the same thing to the back and add this piece. That way it just gave it some color. And then I'm going to glue that down here. And then I'm gonna add my flowers like this, I think. Oh, actually, no. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and put one here. And then one down here in the corner. And then we need a little spot, whoops, to do a sentiment when we're sending, or, you know, like a message. So I'm going to cut a piece of cardstock that is 4.5 by 3. That's too little. Okay, hold on here. Let me get another piece. 4.5 by 3. Is that too big? Yep, see, that's too big. I want it smaller. I think I'm gonna do maybe 3.5. Let's try 3.5. There we go. Let me see if I can insert that under there. I shouldn't have put my flower down so quick. There we go. That way you could put a little sentiment there or a message to your loved one. And then now we just need to decorate our front. So let's fold this up, and we need to work on these front panels. And again, this time I did basic black, and I did 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. And then the designer series paper, I did 2.5 by 5.5. So we're gonna layer those up. Oh, I forgot to do something on the inside, guys. Don't let me do the belly band before I come back to that. I forgot to add our black matte dots. I'm just layering these up. Putting that together. Okay, so let's put those black matte dots down really quick. So I'm going to do a big one in the center of the big flower. And then I'm going to do small ones in the center of the small ones. And I think I'm also going to add one right here on the edge there. Okay, so there's the inside, then here's our outside. Now let's put our flower together because we're going to need another one here. So what I kind of did is I just took my nail and like kind of ran it over the edges, and it kind of curls up the cardstock. See how it kind of doesn't lay flat? I'm going to do the same thing on the pieces that I cut. And then I'm going to add a dimensional right on the back. And then I've got to kind of match it up here. Just like that. And then we're going to also add one more big dot right there in the center. Okay. Now we just got to add our belly band, and our card will be done. So how you're going to do that is you have a piece of designer series paper that is 1.5 by 12, and it's going to barely shut. You're not going to have any overlap, okay? So it's going to look like this. You're going to hold it together, and what I did is I added some dimensionals, like 2 on each side. Okay. And then I just took the back off. And I add my flower right on down, right in the center. Okay, and then let's do the same thing on our leaf. Let's kind of make those edges go up a little bit. And I'm just gonna stick my leaf right under there so it's attached to my flower. And then one last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take some baker's twine from the combo pack, and I just tied a bow right underneath here. And then where's our little end? Keeps flying by there. Pull it just a little bit more, and then I'll just cut off my ends. Just like that. And then we'll bring in our other card. So these are our cards that we just made. Totally looks different. And then your belly band will come right off when you send the card. And then you open it up, and there's your inside of your card, and it could stand up just like this when you send it to somebody. So it would be cute too if you did some pictures or something like that in there, or little sayings or something. So that's our project for today, my friends. I'm so glad you guys joined me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys later. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.